Thank you, Dr. Conaway. The chair now recognizes Representative Taylor for 5 minutes for any questions he may have.
Thank you, Chairwoman Miller-Meeks and Ranking Member Brownlee for holding this hearing today and allowing me to participate. Thank you to our witnesses also for your insight and testimony. My home state of Ohio has 2 state veterans homes, with one being located in my district in Georgetown. So I appreciate the opportunity to engage on this important issue. Dr. Hartroft, I understand there's a large backlog of state veterans homes awaiting federal construction grant funding. These projects that have already secured their state share of the funding and are ready to go as soon as they receive their matching federal grant. However, at current funding levels, some projects may have to wait 5 to 10 years to receive their matching federal dollars. Can you describe some of the projects and some of the conditions veteran residents may have to face while these homes await federal funding?
Thank you, sir. I don't have the list of the actual approval and projects in front of me, but what we do is with the funds that we do have, each year it's a dynamic ranking in the sense that from one year to the next, if it's not covered in the funding zone window, it's moved to the next year. They may change in the listing order based on if there's a new application that has a higher priority level based on safety or some other issues. So we do carry them over, and then we can reconstruct based on the ranking that's in the 38 CFR.
Okay. As the veteran population ages and as the backlog of state veteran home construction projects continues to grow, how does the VA plan to alleviate the backlog?
The good news is we already have several facilities that we know are coming online within the next year, and then over the next 2 years. So there are many projects that are going through. It's really working with the states to identify where those best locations are. And again, we don't determine where the states place them or how big they are, the type of services. We largely respond to the applications that we receive. But we do try to work with the states to see how we can best make the situation as best as possible with them.
So you have new projects coming online while these, I think they're in excess of 80 Tier 1 projects that have their state funding lined up waiting for federal funding. There's no plan to do more than what's usually been done to chisel down that list?
We received around, I think it's during COVID, we received a larger financial appropriation, and we were able to go further down the list. We were able to also help those facilities during that time to renovate so that they could have better ventilation systems, largely focused towards COVID. So many of them benefited from us having that larger thing to where they could actually do HVAC changes and other things that would benefit.
Thank you, Doctor. To me, it appears this is a question of priorities, and I think now is a great time for Congress to have this conversation. As we consider where our federal government spends our tax dollars, we must always keep veterans at the forefront. As we root out waste, fraud, and abuse from the several different programs within the federal bureaucracy, we need to recognize state veteran homes from across the country are being left behind. It's unacceptable to me that our government would send tens of billions of dollars overseas while leaving veterans to wait years for much-needed modernizations at state veterans' homes, including the Georgetown home I represent. That's why I introduced the Veterans First Act, which would take a small fraction of the identified wasteful spending and repurpose it to clear out the existing backlog of state veterans home construction grants. With President Trump in the White House, the days of spending money on things like electric cars in Vietnam and DEI projects in Serbia are over. To that end, I will keep working to get our nation's spending priorities straightened out, and the veterans are at the top of the list. Once again, I thank the committee for the opportunity to speak today, and I yield back.
Thank you very much, Representative Taylor.